Yo, what's going on, everybody? And in today's video I got you guys with the best SMG to be running in Season 1 Reloaded of Warzone 3, because chances are you guys are probably running the wrong SMG. Now, as you guys all know, there was a bunch of nerfs and buffs in the Season 1 Reloaded update that was a while back, and we're a little bit late, but I figured that we should enjoy this last week of Season 1 Reloaded with the best guns. You guys are going to be equipped with the absolute meta build, so that you guys will be winning all gunfights. On top of that, if you guys do want to be updated with everything Call of Duty, we're going to be covering Season 2 updates and information here on the channel, including those patch notes, the guns that you guys are going to want to be using, nerfs, buffs, you name it, we're going to be covering it right here on the channel. So you guys are definitely going to want to be going down below and dropping a sub with the post notifications bell turned on, so that you guys never miss an upload, because you guys are not going to want to miss what we have planned here on the channel. So without further ado, let's get right on into the top guns in Warzone 3. So as you guys can see right here on the screen, we got true game data set up, and we have a list of all of the SMGs on a TTK chart, and we're going to be filtering out which ones are going to be the worst and the best. So we're going to go ahead and start eliminating some of the guns that aren't really performing that well. Now, as you guys can see right here, this is actually very shocking. The HRM-9 actually got a buff in this past update, so obviously it's going to be good, but my god, up to 22 meters, the AMR9 is the most dominant SMG, which is very surprising, especially for someone like me who is an HRM lover. Now, if you guys go ahead and keep on looking at the charts, we got the WSP Swarm right here, which obviously after the nerf drops off really bad after 6 meters. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the WSP Swarm. That is not going to be on our radar. So that's one less SMG. Now let's see what else is performing well. We got the AMR9, we got the HRM9, and then we got the BAS-B, and then following up we got to the Striker, and then the WSP9. Striker does have a faster TTK than the WSP9, but it does drop off pretty heavily in comparison to the WSP9. So chances are we're probably going to want to be using the WSP9 over the Striker. So that's what we're going to be working with. So anything that isn't those guns, we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. But if you guys still prefer the Striker, of course, I have all the builds here on the channel. You guys can go ahead and look for that. But in today's video, we're going to be focusing on these 5 weapons: the AMR9, the HRM9, the WSP9, the BAS-P, and the Striker 9. So as you guys can see right here, we got the AMR9 with the fastest CTK coming in at 757 milliseconds, up to 22 meters, which is amazing. That is so impressive, with the lowest TTK at 0 meters being 576, which is really fast TTK. The HRM9 is a very close runner-up, but drops at around 16 meters, where the BAS-B overtakes for the remainder. So right now it looks like the top 3 is going to be AMR9, HRM9, and BAS-B SMG. If we go ahead and get rid of everything, the BAS-B, the Striker 9, the WASP 9, and we leave the HRM and the AMR because these are the top 2 best ones to be using, if you guys take a look at the sprint to fire speed, the AMR9 kind of lacks, with its base being close to 800 and the HRM9's base being 700. Now I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you guys use the HRM9, it is very snappy and the ADS is almost instant and you can fire very quickly. The AMR9 can't really do it that well. So even though it has a faster TTK, you're still going to have to make up for that with sprint to fire speed in the build. So let's really quickly get into that. I mean, we're going to go into SMG builds and sniper support builds for the HRM9 and the AMR9 really quickly, so that way you guys can go ahead and use those top 2 weapons. Okay, so here we got the SMG builds for the AMR9 and the HRM9, and then here we got the sniper support builds slash, you know, kind of more recoil control, I should say. I call it sniper support because it still can act as an SMG, but also maintain some recoil control. So if you guys like a lot of recoil, this will probably be the ones that you guys will like. Whereas if you guys like to keep it close quarters combat, what an SMG is really for, this is probably what you guys are going to be using. So of course, a large majority of our build is going to be based off of, you know, sprint to fire speed. Of course, let's go ahead and get right on into the build. Now, as you guys can see right here, we got the DR6 handstop for some aim, walking speed, ADS speed, and sprint to fire speed. We're gonna start working on our sprint to fire speed very slowly but surely, and we're gonna get some movement speed out of this. We're going to be putting on the 50 round drum because this is one of the highest ammo capacities that we can rock on this weapon. We do not want to take an additional hit to sprint to fire speed with the 100 round drum, so we're gonna hold back and we're gonna settle with a little deduction of movement speed using the 50 round drum. No sprint to fire speed is going to be taken with this, which is really good. For the optic, I like to rock the Night Owl model 2023. It just feels really smooth to me, and it makes it a lot easier to see enemies with a wider scope in comparison to using a slate reflector or Slimline Pro. But another good option and an honorable mention that I think a lot of you guys might like as well is the MK3 reflector optic. super clear iron sights, really nice. This is also a really good optic to be using on the HRM-9, AMR9, whatever it may be. This is a very good option. We're going to be using the buffer tube, aka no stock, which this is going to give us a huge reduction of recoil control. But the big plus that we get here is, as you guys can see, if you guys go to the sprint to fire speed, we get negative almost 20% on our sprint to fire speed taken away. So now it's pretty much equivalent to or better than the HRM9. We're going to compare stats at the very end here, so don't worry, you guys are not going to want to go anywhere. And we're going to take a look with both of these builds, which one still comes out dominant, the AMR9 or the HRM9. And then of course, if you go to the rear grip, our final attachment is going to be the phantom grip for some more sprint to fire speed and ADS speed. So at this point, our gun has like some of the fastest movement speed and ADS speed out of all SMGs, and with that super fast TTK, we shouldn't be losing a gunfight. Let's go ahead and take a test real quick of the recoil right here. We're going to shoot in the glass, and it looks like the recoil is just pretty much straight up. Just takes a little bit of wiggling from right to left, which you guys should be able to control at almost any distance. Even up to this, I'm able to control it just fine. Up to this, I'm able to control it just fine. Give this build a try. It will not disappoint. Now let's go ahead and get into the HRM9. This is also a movement build. So the first attachment is going to be the Zen compensator. Now I know that the Jack BFB just came out, and if you guys go ahead and look at the Jack BFB, it gives a 60% reduction of recoil gun kick, a 20% reduction in horizontal recoil control, and a 40% reduction in vertical recoil control. That is really good. I even have to admit, on a lot of my guns, I like to use the Jack BFB. But if you guys take a look at the Jack BFB in comparison to the Zen compensated flash hider, it seems to make more sense to run the flash hider. The flash hider shortens radar ping, so you're not really on the minimap for that long, even though you are unsuppressed. You get some vertical recoil control, horizontal recoil control, and firing aiming stability. Now let's compare really quickly. If we use the Jack BFB, it does have less recoil, but look at how hard it is to see while you're shooting. It definitely has less recoil, but it's very hard to see while shooting. Very shaky, very flashy. And I mean, in dark rooms, you guys are most likely going to be losing a lot of gunfights. Whereas if you're using the Zen compensator, you shorten your radar pings, and you still get vertical and horizontal recoil control. And you could see very clearly. I mean, I've taken out enemies at crazy distances with this build just because of the pure fact that I can see them. Whereas if you're using the Jack BFB, you just have so much muzzle flash, you cannot see them. So that's why I use the Zen compensator. For Thunderbird, we're using the DR6 handstop for, again, movement speed, sprint fire speed, ADS speed, and aim walking speed, making our gun a lot quicker. 50 round drum because it's the highest ammo capacity that you can rock on this weapon. Now, before there was a glitch where you guys could not unlock the 50 round drum, but that should be fixed now, so you guys should be able to go ahead and put that on. We're using the hatchet light stock for some ADS speed, aim walking speed, and movement speed, and then of course the PCS 90 assault grip for some gun control and recoil control. And that should make your gun feel super smooth, so make sure that you guys take screenshots of both of these guns right now on the screen. Alright, and let's go to the AMR9. And you guys are good to go in terms of SMGs. Now really quickly, let's take a look at our updated version of the HRM9 in comparison to the AMR9 that we had at the beginning. Because if you guys remember, the sprint to fire speed was very bad in comparison between the two SMGs. Now, if we go ahead and take a look, they are much closer than they were at the beginning. I must say, I just gotta say that. I mean, if you take a look at this, the difference is like insane. This is with all of the attachments, alright? Here is with no attachments. That sprint to fire speed difference is huge. From 0 up to 15, no, from 0 to 16 meters. The HRM9 beats the AMR9 10 out of 10 times. Whereas if you guys go ahead and take a look at with attachments, the builds that I just gave you guys, it is so much closer. Yes, the HRM9 still beats the AMR9 in terms of sprint to fire speed, but now you have a much closer fight between the two SMGs. So I mean, and if you guys go ahead and take out sprint to fire speed and you guys just look on pure TTK, the AMR9 has the HRM9 beat so easily. So you take this into account and you guys practically have a god tier SMG. The AMR9 is surprisingly the meta gun, which is like incredible to me. I actually like how the AMR9 feels, so I have no complaints about this. But dude, give the setup a try, give both of them a try, see for yourself which one you like better, and narrow it down from there, because I don't know what to say at this point. That is insane. The difference in that is absolutely incredible. Now let's move on to the sniper support aspect of things. We're going to be going through a sniper support AMR9 and a sniper support HRM-9. Now, like I said, if you guys like a little bit more recoil control on your SMGs and a little bit more range, this is probably what you guys are going to want to be aiming for. So let's get right on into it. For the AMR9, we got the monolithic suppressor so that we stay undetected by the radar and we get some recoil control. For the underbarrel, again, DR6 handstop, we're addicted at this point. ADS speed, movement speed, sprint to fire speed, you name it, this AMR9 has got it. 50 round drum, again, really good ammo capacity. You don't take a hit to your sprint to fire speed. Just trust me on that. Optic Night Model 2023, but again, whatever you guys want. MK3 reflector is a high recommendation from me. And then the Phantom rear grip. So this is kind of equivalent to the build that we had before, except we don't have no stock on, and instead we got the monolithic suppressor. Because, I mean, if you put a barrel on, they damage your sprint to fire speed. Practically all of them do, except for this one. But this is a sniper support build. We want a little bit more range and recoil control. So the monolithic suppressor is going to give us some recoil control, but not take away any sprint to fire speed away from us. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this performs in the firing range. We're going to go ahead, shoot right here. Again, wobbly, but not as much as the old AMR9 was. We're going to go ahead and shoot it. Beautiful recoil control, beautiful TTK. I mean, it just feels so good overall. This is the build that I was using even in close range before, so it works at all like distances very, very well. Highly recommend that you guys give this one a go. You guys are gonna have to go ahead and take a screenshot of that. Here we go. All right, and then now let's move on to the sniper support for the HRM9. Now, here's the sniper support for the HRM9. We got the Muzzle Jack BFB. Like I said, this gives a 60% recoil gun kick control reduction, a 20% horizontal recoil control reduction, and a 40% vertical recoil control reduction. That's huge. Really quickly, one quick thing about the Jack BFB is, as you guys can see from JGod's video right here, all credit to JGod, he's going to be in the description down below, you guys should go drop him a sub, is that if you are using the Jack BFB, you guys show up as an advanced UAV ping as opposed to just a normal UAV ping. Now, a lot of people might see this as a disadvantage, but I actually see this as an advantage because when you guys show up as a normal radar ping on the minimap, you guys have a little arrow above your head that either shows if you are on the ground level with them or if you are above them or below them. Whereas if you guys use the Jack BFB and you guys are getting an advanced UAV ping instead, you guys will not have that arrow above your head, so people will not know if you're below them or above them or on the same level as them, which will cause some confusion. On top of that, you guys will also stay there longer, meaning that you guys will be able to kill someone, reposition, and someone might be so tunnel visioned about that radar ping that you will be able to catch them off guard. So as a skilled player, I see this more as a plus than a negative, but it is all up to you guys, of course. But a lot of these loadouts do have the Jack BFB, so do be wary of that. The barrel, we're using the Princeps long barrel, giving us some bullet velocity and damage range, aiming idle sway, and firing aiming stability. And this gives a kind of an iron sight like the Grau did back in Modern Warfare 2019, so that's also a really cool thing if you guys were fans of the Grau. For the underbarrel, we got the XRK Edge BW4 hand stop, giving us some aim walking speed, movement speeds, ADS speed, and sprint to fire speed. And then we got the 50 round drum, again, highest ammo capacity. We're gonna want to be rocking on this SMG at all times practically. And then for the stock, we got the hatchet light stock for some ADS speed, aim walking speed, and movement speed. Let's go ahead and take a look in the firing range at how this gun performs, how the recoil control shoots. We're gonna shoot right here. Looks like it takes a very far dip to the left, so we're just gonna cancel that out by shooting to the right. And then when it gets to the left, just cancel it out by shooting to the left. And it should shoot fairly straight. You guys will practically be canceling that out even just by pulling down. I mean, look at how nice that is. The fire rate is a little bit high, but I mean, dude, you guys can take out enemies at practically every range as long as you are hitting those bullets. Beautiful iron sights, beautiful build, beautiful SMG. Go ahead and take the screenshot on the screen right here. Okay, so now we're going to be taking a look at the BAS-B SMG and the WSP9, because if you guys don't recall, the WSP9 maintained the damage range a little bit better and had better movement speed than the Striker 9 had, and the BAS-B maintained damage range overall better than anything other than the HRM-9. This is for sure the number 3 spot for the best guns to be using. we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. Here is the SMG support version. We got the Jack BFB Muzzle, giving us, again, a 60-20-40 reduction in gun kick control, recoil control, and vertical control, making our gun super easy to control everything. We got the Bruin Venom Long Barrel, giving us some bullet velocity and damage range, recoil control, aiming idle sway, and gun kick control, making our gun really, really stable. With the DR6 hand stop, giving us some ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and aim walking speed, giving us kind of that SMG-esque type feeling that we're going for. 45 round mag, because this gun runs through ammo fairly quickly, so you guys are going to want to have the highest ammo capacity possible. And then to give us some more movement speed and just like a big leap towards an SMG feeling, we're going to be using no stock for some sprint to fire speed, aim walking speed, movement speed, and hip fire and tac stance spread. And don't worry, I know we take a big hit to recoil control there, but the Jack BFB is going to pretty much negate all of it. So we're going to take a test in the firing range really quickly right here. We're going to go ahead and shoot it. Literally almost no recoil. It's so like together that it's going to be so easy to control. Let's go ahead and take our shots at the dummies right here. It has more visual recoil than actual recoil, and it's just so good. I mean, I still to this day occasionally use a Bass BSMG. It just feels so good. Give this setup a try. You guys are not going to want to miss out on it. You guys can go ahead and get the screenshot right here. All right, and let's move on. Let's just keep on going. WSP9 SMG. Again, this gun has better movement speed than the Striker. This gun has a better damage range than the Striker. It's overall just better than the Striker. If the Striker gets one buff, though, I mean, this is going to be knocked out. Again, if you guys want the Striker build, I have it on my channel. You guys can go ahead and look for it. I have a deliberate movement Striker build, but today's video, we're going to be talking about the WSP9 because, I mean, everyone's been using this thing. Streamers, movement YouTubers especially, because it's a really good gun. I mean, what can you say about it? So for the barrel, we're using the Hiss short light barrel for some ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, and sprinting speed. See, you can already tell what they were aiming for with this weapon, with a barrel giving you sprinting speed. For the underbarrel, we got the DR6 hand stop, giving us some aim walking speed, ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed again. For the magazine, we got the 50 round drum, because this is the highest ammo capacity that we can be rocking on this SMG. For the optic, again, up to personal preference. I like the night arm model, although I do highly recommend that you guys do use a optic on this SMG because the iron sights are very, very wonky, especially with the way that the bullets spread out. And then our fifth and final attachment is going to be the no stock, so that way we get some sprint fire speed, movement speed, aim walking speed, and ADS speed. Now let's go ahead and go into the firing range. It's going to be a little bit wobbly because it is a close quarters gun to movement speed gun, but I mean, it has a pretty slow fire rate, so you guys should have no trouble using it. Here's the movement speed on it. Literally insane. I mean, like I said, movement YouTubers, TikTokers, they all use it. That's how it shoots. Very, very good. Maintains range very, very well so long as you don't run out of bullets. But without further ado, I mean, here's the screenshot. You guys can go ahead and get that right there. Alright, again, let's keep on moving. We're going through this fairly quickly. Now we got the sniper support builds. So instead of doing a sniper support build for the WSP9, it already kind of is a sniper support build in and of itself. If you're not really building this thing out how I'm building it, it's not really too good. So you guys are going to want to be using, if you guys are looking for a sniper support SMG, Striker 9 is probably more in your guys' ballpark. So that's why we got the Striker 9 for anyone that's wondering. Here is the sniper support for the Bass B. We got the Jack BFB Muzzle, of course, for that 60-20-40 recoil reduction overall. We got the Bruin Venom Long Barrel for some recoil control and damage range, bullet velocity, aiming idle sway, gun kick control, really, really good. Got the DR6 hand stop underbarrel for some aim walking speed, ADS speed, sprint fire speed, and movement speed, making our gun a lot quicker. 45 round drum because this is the highest ammo capacity we can rock on this gun. And then the Natter model 2023, but again, up to personal preference. Go ahead and take a look in the firing range. Again, all condensed bullets. That is absolutely no recoil whatsoever. Let's take a look right here. Matter of fact, I'm so comfortable with this thing, I'll sit all the way in the back of the firing range and shoot from here because this thing is just a demonic gun to be using. I feel confident in taking out enemies from up to 150, 200 plus meters with this thing, and the only thing that I'll be worried about is bullet velocity. This thing is amazing. You guys are definitely going to want to give it a try. Here is going to be the build right here. Alright, and then our final weapon is going to be the Sniper Support Striker 9. Now here it is Jack BFB Muzzle, again, 60-20-40 40 recoil reduction overall. Striker recall long barrel for some bullet velocity and damage range. Aiming auto sway makes this gun a lot more stable. DR6 hand stop underbarrel for some ADS speed, aim walking speed, sprint fire speed, and movement speed. We got the 50 round drum right here so that we have the highest ammo capacity, which we are definitely going to need because this SMG fires so quickly. You guys are definitely going to need it. And then the stock, of course, no stock, giving us that SMG-esque type feeling. And you know what? This gun actually does give the WSP9 a run for its money. It does have very, very good movement speed. Maybe not as quick, but it definitely does have some very good movement speed. And I mean, as you guys can see, very, very stable. The most trouble you guys might have is just the wobbliness when you guys are going left and right while shooting. You guys can see right there, it kind of wobbles a little bit. But I mean, other than that, that's all just, you know, tracking your enemy. It feels very, very good. Has pretty much no recoil, maintains its damage range very well. And I mean, it's just overall a very good SMG. So go ahead and get these screenshots right there on the screen. But yeah, guys, those are the top SMGs that you guys should be using in Warzone 3. Hopefully you guys do go out there and slay out some lobbies using these SMGs. Now again, Season 2 is right around the corner, and so is Fortune's Keep. So if you guys want to stay updated with everything Call of Duty, including patch notes, news and updates, weapon buffs and nerfs, and just the top guns, which we're going to be covering right here on the channel the moment that it comes out, you guys are definitely going to want to go down below and drop a sub with the post notification bell turned on so you guys don't miss future uploads, because you guys are not going to want to miss. We have plenty on the channel. And while you guys are down there, help me out for all this information, all this stat looking. Go down there and drop a like. It's completely free and helps us get into the algorithm. I appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for showing so much love and support in the past videos recently. If you guys want to see some more informative content from me, make sure you guys go down below and be vocal in the comments about it, and I will definitely bring some more informative content your guys' way, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Later.